My friends, welcome to this week's weekend special. So I was just watching videos on YouTube, and then this video, this one, popped up on my homepage, and no, not that one, this one. And I went through it, and it's a good construction video. I'm a civil engineer, so I liked the way he built this, but from a practical experience, it's not supposed to be a fish tank. Aquariums are not like this. Having said that, I still like this model, and today I'm gonna model this in FreeCAD, not to the exact dimension, but the same idea. So let's go ahead and start working on this model in FreeCAD 0.22 developers version. I am using the latest one up until today. So it was released in 29th, so like 3 days ago. And it's the developer version, so know that things that you see may not end up on your end like a month later. I will be building this in part workbench, that's where I'm more comfortable with, and I'll start a sketch on XY plane. So this starts with a circular area at the center, and then a stem comes on the right side. So I will go with an arc. Again, it's not full to the scale, so I'll just go ahead with a 100mm radius, and then the stem is something like this. Go ahead and delete this edge and make these two coincident as well, and then maybe make this length, that's too much, 150 maybe. Yes, that feels about right. And this length, let's make that a little bit more, say 75. I'm gonna go ahead and make it symmetric by the axis. So S on the keyboard. Now this is the trick. Select the two edges first, and then the symmetric angle or axis, or like the dot, the point, and then hit S on the keyboard. That's there is this symmetry button as well. And that's it for this sketch. I'm gonna go ahead and save it before I lose it. And then I want to rename this sketch as, I'm gonna say, footprint. So footprint is always the top. If you are looking from the top, this is the area that it will take eventually. So this is my footprint, and also will be my first sketch to extrude. I'm gonna go ahead and extrude that. Let's give it like a 5mm thickness, see how it looks, and then I want to push it back. It looks good. All right, let's go ahead work from this side. I'm gonna go ahead and build that dome shape on here, and then if you go through that video, you'll know that the dome is centered at the center. So I will just create sketch on XZ plane, and then use this one to actually draw an arc. So that center is how he got his reference. I'm gonna go ahead and do it on this side. So maybe from here to there, up to there. So that would be the edge that would be left alone, and this will probably a little too much, so let's bring it down just a little bit. All right, so this is, I'm gonna say, radius 90, yeah, or maybe 95. I don't know, maybe 95. That's a too little edge, but that will do. And then I want to say this gap, I want to fix it from this axis. I'm going to say this is 50. Just keep it rounded, for no other reason. So that's my edge, and I'm going to go ahead and offset it for 5mm. So that's kind of, let's say, 1 brick thickness. So that would be 1 brick thick. All right. And I think there is something, I'll just delete that. Bring in the axis, the cross section view, section view. All right, and then close it up here and close it up here. Right. I don't know why there is this dot came in. Maybe I don't like this offset method. Delete that. I'll just go ahead and draw an arc. Right. So this is going to be 90 millimeter because we wanted a 5 millimeter thickness. And then this line would be radial. So I'm going to go ahead and take the center as coincident. So that way that's kind of fixed in place. Okay. So this is the sketch for revolution. Naming these sketches is really important, so I can go back actually see which one I'm trying to like update. If there is like 10-15 sketches in a model, it's essential to name those as something so we can recognize it later on. All right, so select that sketch and make a revolution against this vertical axis, which is Z. So that's the default. It has 1 right next to it, so it should be good. And then hit OK. And looking at the video, looks like it's too much. I'm gonna go back and make this gap a little bit more, say 65. Let's see how it looks. Now at this moment, I will clarify this a little later, but at this moment I want to go ahead and say, if this is a water retaining structure, this is not the most optimized way to build a water retaining structure. The water retaining structure is kind of like fanned outside. This is kind of a structure that actually takes load from compression, like from if you are loading something from the top. So might not be the best aquarium design. Again, I just want to follow that video that I saw. Okay, now this is stem part, and that would be actually connected with this curved face, and I will be using this connect feature. Given that, I'm gonna go ahead and draw and sketch on this face. So we had a 5 millimeter gap on the previous structure, so I'll keep that in mind. I'll draw a sketch on XY plane, and then I'll start with the rectangle, just like that. Now there is a setting that actually lets me see this sketching when I'm drawing. See, I cannot see where this is. I'm just going blind here. So, but now I can see it. I want to see it during when I'm drawing. So I think I messed up the setting somewhere. I'll have to go figure it out. Also, I'll distance between these two would be, let's say D is 5. And then maybe I want to make these two symmetric by this axis. That will actually save me some effort. And on this side, I want to keep it inside this, as long as like it comes up and connects with the dome that I built. So 175, we may have to come back to update this length. All right, we got that. So here is the revolve, and here is the sketch. So let's say sketch rectangular stem, right? I don't know what to call it. And extrude that so it doesn't go all the way, it comes around here. So let's see what that is. Say 75. That's too much. So let's go update that to 50. I think that's about right. Yep, that feels about right. All right, this is what I was talking about. So this edge, as long as this edge is covering this face, this surface, we are good. So which is, luckily I don't have to update that 75, that length. If this line was coming up, you could see this on this face. Maybe you'd have to extend it a bit more so that it's crossing it. Now I can go ahead and make these two a connect object, just like that. All right, now that I'm looking into the video, I see that there are two compartments here. I don't know why, but let's go ahead and take care of those. So this was the stem, right? Let's go, and there will be two compartments here. and this gap will be 5 as well. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that worked. And this compartment is little too tight, and I understand that's from this 175, so maybe make this 170. Let's see if that actually helps. Yeah, I want to say that's acceptable. So these are for, I think, water filtration. So we are somewhere there. I don't want to put these two together right now. I can do that later on. So this is the whole thing, and this is the bottom plate. And then he has some sort of overhead platform on top of this. So let's go ahead and build that. I want to do that from this face, from XZ place. So that would be XZ, XZ. That's how I learned in Bangladesh, but in America it's XZ. All right. Take these two lines as reference, and then hide this whole thing. We don't need that right now. What I want to do, so it was a brick construction, so I'm gonna go ahead and mimic that, what it was done in the video. So this length and this length will be equal, right? And so, and then I want to make these two on the same horizontal plane and save it. And so now only 1 degree of freedom, which is this height. Let's go ahead and make that, say, 15. Looks good to me. And so this is where it is. Maybe if I'll probably make it a little longer, maybe 20. Okay. And then let's go ahead and extrude that for 10 on symmetric side and apply close. Looks good to me. All right, now I want to copy it several times around this circle, and the easiest thing would be do is draft polar array. I don't want to do that, by the way, because sometimes it creates issue in connecting. I'll just go ahead and use lattice 2 workbench, and then it has more reliability in my sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it, say I want to make 6 replications. Okay, and then take this one and copy it 6 times. All right, and it doesn't look right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this referencing. I'm gonna say first item, and that actually follows the line that we want. Let's hide this, and make this one, I'm gonna say a union. So that kind of, let's give it a try, see if it is working. Sometimes it creates an issue when connecting with something else. So yeah, it's working. Let's delete that right now. We don't want to do that. So the lattice to populated our columns. Now I want to go ahead and do the next part. The next part is having some sort of like a contraption up here to make a water fountain inside, and that will be, this will be in center of that edge, and we can have different ideas on that one, but I'm just going to make it simple. Let's actually see how high this up. So take this point and take a measurement. On the Z side it says 85.64 millimeters, so that's the elevation of this point. I want to start this on a Z plane. Here I want to say this is what I want to build, something like this, not too deep. Maybe these 2 points will be the same, and these two will be on the same horizontal plane. This thickness, I'm going to go ahead and say this is 5, right? And then these two will be equal distance, and then this is, I'm going to say 3.5 maybe, right? It doesn't have to be too big. And then this length, let's say this is 35, and then so this height what we got it was 85 point something, so let's stick with 85. As long as they are matching, like, they're mixing up here, we are fine. And then only thing, well, two things. Height of this, I'm gonna say inside one, I want to make that 10 millimeter, not too high. Don't want to have like too much water up there. And then let's see this distance, let's say 50. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so that is our contraption for the water fountain, and I'm gonna go ahead, so rename that as sketch water fountain, or just fountain, and revolve it against z-axis. Yeah, looks good. So we want to go ahead and make these two one piece, right? I'll do that in a minute. And then in the video he has some pipes coming through here, so it just like water pours in the middle. Let's see if we can make this with the tube. So outer radius, I'm gonna say 3, inner radius, I'm gonna say 2, yeah, and then height, I'm gonna say 15. Let's see where it comes up. It's somewhere there. And transform it upward. We want it to visible. That's too thick of a pipe. In practice, if I want to build it out of brick, this would be something that kind of like a bamboo pipe. So let's update that, say outer radius would be 2.5, right? And then height would be just a little bit more, 25. Yeah, something like that. Okay, I want to transform it on this face, just a little bit inclined, and then now I want to bring it in to match our sketch that we just wanted to draw, we just didn't. So here, something like that. I want to, so here I can choose the location if I wanted to have always some water flowing in here. So keep this maybe just a little bit up there, right? Yeah. Now that I'm thinking that's too long, maybe 20. Right. So what I can do is I can take these two and then say connect object that actually connects it. So that's what I want to do after I replicate this several times. I don't need this datum line anymore. That's the one that we don't need that. So take this one and have another polar array. So go to lattice 2 workbench and have a polar array. I want to do it, say 15 times. We'll see how it looks, and then we'll update this number later on. And take the tube and take the polar array, make a set of copies, and then again go to the populate the array that we created, and then reference it to the first item. It looks a bit much, so let's say this was the array that we wanted to create. Let's go with 10, see how it looks. Yeah, I'll take that. All right, so previously we fusion this array first, and that did the connect. Let's see if we can avoid that. So we want to take the revolve and the array, see if it connects. It did. All right, so that's good. So now this fountain will have this much of water all the time. So this looks good. So, and the only thing left is a kind of door in here, so that a glass can be fitted. Just to take a look at it. So let's go ahead and build that. Now on that one, I want to start sketching on XZ plane. and turn on the section view, and I will have to face that problem one more time. I'll have to find a way to fix it. All right, so this is the shape of the door, and maybe I want to place these two on this axis and then connect them with a straight line. Right, I'm good with it. And now I want to bring it in this sketch somewhere here, right? Because the glass will be fitted inside and it needs like a flat surface. So I want to bring it in. So on y-axis, on the negative side, on the placement, on position on the y-axis in the negative side, I want to get in as close as I can to the wall, to that carved wall. That's too much. Okay, now maybe this angle will help me. So something like this. 75, right? 73. Okay. And then I want to extrude that towards me for say 25. Doesn't matter how long it is, just as long as it's coming out. But maybe it matters. Okay, what I want to do, I want to make a thickness out of this. So let's keep it close. Right. I want to make it as right, maybe a bit less. 18. Nope, it's cutting out here. Bit more. All right, 22. Now I want to go ahead and make a thickness out of this face and say 2 millimeter, but I want to make it inside. So make it minus 2.5 maybe. Yes, that's what I wanted. And in this thickness, I want to update the face too. So this is the face, and then I want to take this face too. So make it a kind of tunnel. Yep, that's what I wanted. And then now I want to make a cut. No, I want to make a connect. So because on this side it was like less length than this inside, the connect tool kept the inside part and matched with the outside part. That's what I wanted. So we have this face. All right. So here the sketch, let's use that sketch to actually build a glass. So copy that and paste it. This one I want to extrude that for say 3 millimeter reverse side. Right. So this is supposed to be the glass surface, the transparent glass surface. So I'll do that in Blender. I'll apply that effect. Now I can go actually say glass door and go to transparency, make it say 85% transparent. That's too transparent. Maybe 75, and then yeah, we'll change this color later. Line color, point color, shape, appearance. Let's go with something just say greenish. Yeah. All right, so we got our glass door. Let's keep this hidden for now. We'll come back to it later on. And then one final thing is to actually make those holes in here that we said we would have to actually filtration purpose. And I'm thinking this will be a retention pond style. So the water comes here and then comes here and then here, and then we'll pump it up here. So let's take a tube and say outer radius 10 and inner radius, I'm going to say 7.5. And then height wise, it will be really long, say 60. Not long enough. Maybe 150. And then what I want to do, I want to lay it flat, just like that. Right? Bring it up somewhere here, so it is touching the base. It is touching the base. And then I want to bring it somewhere here. What I want to do is I want water to start from here and then go all the way to the third box. And that's what I want to do. And I want to keep it something like that. Right? And we will update a few things. First of all, the outer radius is too big, so let's make it 8. And this makes 6.5. So it's a thicker. And let's make this 125. A little less, 110 maybe. Yes, this will do. And this is the idea. All right. And then I want to take it just a bit more in there. So it will take the dirty water from here to there. And maybe we can embed it. Let's say I want to make it embed. What it does is it makes a hole through it, keeps the pipe, and keeps the pipe here. So the water comes all the way here. And then, so here will be a motor, water pump. It will pump up, fill it in here, and then water will drop in there. That's the idea. So let's make that hole right here. I want to make a sketch on that face and draw a circular sketch in blind, and then make an extrusion, say 10 millimeter in the reverse side, and apply and close. And I want to make that cut. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So water comes in and then goes in here. So this will actually be the retention pond. The water will be coming here. If you wanted to do some potassium or settling agent, coagulant, and you mix it up, and then the water will be the dirty material will be settling here and then go water here. So there will be another hole on this face. And let's say I want to make that hole on this side. So the water traveling distance is more than what we need. The longer this length between these two holes is better. 15, and apply in the reverse side and then make a cut. So take this, take that second and make a cut. There. So I'm not gonna model the pump. I guess it's given. So the idea is the dirty water will go all the way to the farthest corner, come to the middle settling tank, and then go fresh water will be in here, and then the water will be pumping up to this upper contraption, and then the water will flow through these pipes. And tell you what, that's the model. That's the model built in this video, and it was very simple construction. I liked it. I really liked it. Again, not the best kind of aquarium, but if you wanted to have fun building things in 3D printer, I'm gonna say this would be a nice model. that's basically the model that I wanted to build. I do need to go back, and then I'll try to make a kind of a 1 mm pad on this surface, but that's not primary concern. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a complete model. I'll just go ahead and put everything together as one object. So I want to say take these two and then make a connect, just like that, and then rest of them I can just go ahead and maybe actually rename it first. So main body, and then this will be my fountain, right? And then this is going to be columns. Okay, so we have name for everything. Let's go ahead and put everything together as a fusion. All right, I see what happened because I took the glass door in this fusion, and it's the development version, and it's got some issue with the transparency. So tell you what, actually take everything except the glass door and make it a fusion. So that's actually, so this is the concrete body, like fish tank brick. So that's like, and then the glass door is obviously not brick. All right, and that's it. Hey, tell you what, I am going to upload this model on cell lens. So that's the service. Is based on FreeCAD. So that way you will be able to look at it even if we don't have FreeCAD installed on it. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and lens.oncell.com. I think I have, oh yeah, I do have myself logged onto it. So on the model, I am going to create a library of my all 200 models on these on-cell library. It's a great opportunity for me to actually make a library of it. I'm gonna go ahead and generate public link and then upload maybe everything. All right, so this is the one that I just built, fish tank brick, and so it says creating a mesh. All right, there it is. It looks great. For some reason this, oh no. So what it does is it has bottom plate fusion. Maybe I should have renamed this. So there is a glass door, this is the main body, and this is the connect. Okay, so I did not know that it would actually break down the things, but so I'll have to, next time I'll have to rename things more appropriately here. But there you go. So there will be a link in the video description. So this is the link. I'm just gonna put this link in the description of this video. So if you wanted to take a look at this model, you can do that effortlessly. And I am actually going to bring this in and Blender and then try to do some like rendering, realistic rendering. So I'll do that in part 2 of this video tomorrow. So keep an eye on this channel for a second part of this video. I don't want to make this video any more longer than what it is already. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, comment, or suggestion, please let me know. Also, let me know what other model you would like me to build in this part of this FreeCAD weekend special series. I would give it a try. If it is within my skill set, I'll definitely give it a try. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow then.